What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bet with the Boys. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying this rivalry week in college football. It's been some great games so far this weekend, and today especially. Michigan already knocked off Ohio State, but today is we're doing the video for Sunday, December the 1st, getting into a new month, first week of December, and Week 13 NFL best bets.
Welcome back, guys. It's been a great weekend for college football. Rivalry week. I don't remember a rivalry week this good, and I would say this is the best one ever.
Yeah, it's been great. Crazy games. That Georgia Tech game going into 8 overtimes last night. Wild.
Yeah, that was crazy. Great. I mean, yesterday the whole day was great. We had that Chiefs and Raiders game coming down to the wire. We had the under in that, and the Raiders just find ways to lose, and the Chiefs find a way to win. So they're not covering any spreads; they're just winning.
I don't know what that center for the Raiders was thinking yesterday, just snapping it when nobody was paying attention, and it cost him the game. Then he was going off on the refs. Like it's like, dude, that was all you.
Yeah. And then the Georgia game. And I mean, the Georgia game overshadowed some other good games. We had Iowa and Nebraska come down to a field goal. Utah upset whoever they were playing yesterday as 10-point dogs. I forget, but really good games. And then the Bears, even on Thanksgiving, the Bears coming down to the wire, getting Eberflus fired. He got himself fired, but some
Yeah,
pretty good games.
it has been.
Great
Um,
weekend.
yeah, and I think there's still some great games to come. Texas A&M still plays Texas today, so and two great games on right now. That Notre Dame USC and what's BYU or not BYU, Syracuse versus Miami. Great games.
Yeah, we got a bet in that USC game for the channel. We're on a 3-0 run. We had the under in the Chiefs game earlier today. We had Michigan plus 19 and a half yesterday. If you watched the video, Jake was trolling me. I said that I even said Michigan outright, and I was saying that plus 900 looks good, and Jake's just trolling me.
I could not fathom that Michigan would beat Ohio State today. If you said there was like one rivalry upset that couldn't happen, I did not think Michigan could do it. But
Well,
they proved me
and
wrong.
no, because I even backed out of it too, because we were talking about do not parlay these picks. And I was like, the one I would leave out is Michigan. But when I was talking to you before the video, I was just telling you how, like, Ohio State's offensive line was just beat up, and that I thought that was a weakness they could expose. And I was telling you how Indiana really held their own besides special teams. It's just the players didn't meet the freeze point, like the punter letting it go right through his hands, and then the punt return were really the difference. And I thought it was going to be much closer because Michigan strength is on the offense and defensive lines.
Yeah, and they ran the ball all over Ohio State. I think they outrushed them by 100 yards today. So
Yeah, Michigan's the worst part is Michigan just can't throw the ball. But did you see the play fake on like the 1 yard line? And the guy was wide open and he threw it too low. The dude was like running on the back line of the end zone and he threw it too low and it got picked.
no, I
I
didn't see that.
mean, I mean, wide open. It was
For
crazy.
for who? Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. They just kept turning the ball over. Uh, they turned the ball over like 4 times in a row in the red zone, or like in between like the 20 and the end zone. Michigan and Ohio State would get it back and throw a pick. And I saw a great meme to sum it all up. It was two dudes shoveling, like one dude throwing shovels of dirt into a wheelbarrow, and the other guy was just throwing them back on the ground. It was
Yeah,
like Michigan and Ohio State right now.
just yeah, yeah. It
And
was
huge fight after the game.
yeah. People had to get pepper sprayed on both sides. So yeah,
Yeah,
pretty good rivalry, I'd say.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, we got the job done. South Carolina came out on top. Lenore Sellers, I mean, rushing for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns, putting the team on his back on a 3rd and 16. Just forget the first down, score.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the ACC is kind of one of the weaker conferences to be considered Power Five. There's a big drop off between the SEC, Big Ten, and then after that, I mean, ACC and Big 12 really is not the same level.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking the talk and we put our money where our mouth is. So the pick yesterday was South Carolina plus 2.5. Said that the sixth best team, South Carolina in the SEC, could beat the top contender in the ACC, and we put out plus 2.5 or plus 3 for the channel. And I put my money where my mouth was, and I actually took a money line on my account. So, anyways, we're here to talk to the NFL today.
Yep. Another great week. Some really good matchups, especially later in the day, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, we did add a few bets. I don't know if you saw that to yesterday's slate. We're taking the Warriors on the money line. Comes on like 9 tonight, and then we added the under in the Texas A&M game.
yep.
So, anyways, you want to kill some more time before we get into this?
Right.
All right, let's get it. Like and subscribe. I guess we will. Helps us out. We're so close to getting to 2,100 subscribers. Just double check, make sure you are subscribed, because sometimes people watch the channel and don't realize they're not subscribed, and it doesn't cost you anything. It just really helps us out.
It does.
Yep.
Also, becoming a member, $2.99 a month also helps us out a ton. And like I've been saying, we're going to start trying to do some more user or member content to give you guys some added value there.
Yep. All right, we'll get into it, and we'll let Jake go first. Lead us off with your Jets.
Yeah, like I said, there's some really great games later in the day. Early in the day, especially starting out with this one, not necessarily anything great. But I will say,
This is a great game.
Vegas has a lot of respect for the Jets. They've been favored in a lot of these games that they've lost, and they're only 1 point dogs against the Seahawks, who lead their division. But fool me once,
Crazy.
shame on me or you. But the full man can't get fooled again. I'm going Seahawks -1 against the Jets. I keep taking the Jets, and they keep burning me. So
This is a revenge game for Geno. He was drafted by the Jets, um, if you remember way back when. But the Jets, I'm fading the public in this. Seahawks on the road, I don't want any part of them. That offensive and defensive line is just terrible. I think the Jets will get after Geno in this game, and that's the one thing they do well. I'll take the Jets here, fading the public, and spoil Geno's revenge game. I think he'll finally get to hand that letter back.
all right. Steelers and Bengals division matchup here. Bengals have also been favored in a lot of games, but this one's kind of interesting to me. Tomlin, as an underdog, has been very good, very successful. Um, but I'm kind of bucking that trend. I'm going to go with the Bengals. I'd like it better at 2.5, but I'll say the -3 because I do think this is going to be a close game. It just seems like the Steelers' offense has not been humming. I know that defense is really good, but that offense for the Bengals has been exceptional. This is probably the best year of Joe Burrow's career. He's been dealing. He should have all his weapons healthy and ready to go. So I'm going to go with the Bengals to beat the Steelers -3.
So the Bengals are coming off a bye week. So you would think they would have the rest advantage, which they barely do, because the Steelers are coming off a mini bye themselves. So we avoided the disaster last week and took the Browns when they did play the Steelers. They went out right. Told you guys we don't want any part of Tomlin as a favorite. We only like him as a dog. The recipe of the hot dog, you got to keep that in mind. And what are you doing? Give me the Steelers as a dog +3 every single time, man. If it's hitting like 60 something percent, low 60s, I'm taking that. No reason to back off of it. TJ Watt's playing as well.
Yeah, I just think that everybody's aware of that trend by now, and I think the Bengals get it done.
Well, they got smashed last week when they were favored, but
Who? The Steelers?
and the public decided to jump on them last week when they were favored, the
Yeah.
Steelers, and they got destroyed. But they're back as a dog where they should be.
Only team that's going to go 13-4 who is an underdog in every game. But
Yeah.
all right, the Colts -2.5 versus the Patriots. Patriots have been playing a little bit better, I guess. Drake May's shown some flashes, but the Colts still have a shot to get to the playoffs. If they end up making it, this is a game they have to have. So, not that it really matters what I think that of their playoff hopes. I just think they're the better team. Even though it's at New England, I'm going with the Colts minus 2.5. I know you're supposed to lay the 2.5, but I'm taking the Colts.
I like the trend of betting against the team that played the Lions the week before. The Colts played the Lions last week, and the Lions, we know the trend is like 5-1 or something like that. The only team to beat it was the Titans. So the Colts playing the Lions last week, I'll definitely be fading them and looking to take the Patriots plus 2.5 here. Both teams are looking toward the bye week next week, actually. So give me the Patriots plus 2.5.
All right. A lot of disagreement so far today.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, are
huh?
you Jake?
No,
Had to throw that one in there.
I saw that now. Yeah. All right. Cardinals at the Vikings. We are. Oh man, this is a great game actually. If you told me this was going to be a game to keep an eye on at the beginning of the year, I would not have believed you. But Cardinals have a shot in that division. Vikings also. I mean, they're a really good team. It sucks that they're second place in the division because the Lions are so good. But oh man, something in me just tells me the Cardinals have a shot at getting it done. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals +3 at Minnesota.
Man, I didn't know where you were going on that. I thought you were about to take your boy Sam Darnold. You love
Yeah,
Sam Darnold.
I do not.
I don't know
But
why. You just back that man to the death, man. The dude's not good.
well,
He's
they're nine and
bad.
two.
The defense has been hold the run game and the defense. Sam Darnold just can't help himself. Every week he tries to give it away. He's like, "Here, take another pick."
Yeah.
And he's like passing out picks like Halloween candy. My handicap on this, my first thing I wrote is I don't trust Sam Darnold. I still stand by that a few hours after writing. It was a strange game last week for the Cardinals. Um, they somehow disappeared and got beat by the Seahawks last week. It was a division game. I think I locked the Cardinals up. We went 2-1 last Sunday, and this was the pick we missed. But I'm not hesitant to be back on the Cardinals. I think they're the better team on offense and defense. They're top 12 in both offense and defensive DVOA. Only one of six teams in the NFL right now with that kind of stat. So I'll take the Cardinals +3.
All right.
I think they win this game outright.
Yeah, I like that one. Titans and Commanders. Commanders -6. They have been falling apart. I know the Titans aren't, world beater by any stretch of. Um, I don't even know what the phrase is, so I'm not going to even finish it. But anyway, the Titans. I'm going to go ahead and rock with them. I do think that Cliff Kingsbury offense. It always looks great. The first about 10 weeks of the year, and then it just falls off a cliff. I have no idea why.
Nope.
It's been like that ever since Cliff Kingsbury was at Texas Tech with Patrick Mahomes. They start off great and just can't finish. I don't know if you remember the Cardinals a few years ago. They were, I think, 7-1 to start the season, or 8-2, something like that, and then they just barely made the playoffs. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to go with the Titans. That defense against the inexplicable fall off of the Cliff Kingsbury offense.
Man, we didn't talk about this game, but I got the same handicap. So I'll ride with you. And if there's one thing I want to add, it's Austin Eckler is out, and the Titans already feast against the run game. So banged up Brian Robinson as well. I'll take the Titans +6 here.
All right.
Texans and the Jags.
Yeah,
Uh,
another division game. Go ahead and take this one, though.
uh, Jaguars surprisingly getting Trevor Lawrence back. I kind of thought he melted in for the season and that they were going to tank, but the Texans are favored again and they're trash. We kind of called it earlier in the year saying that CJ Stroud was going to have that sophomore slump, and he gave Caleb Williams some advice, and ever since that, it's not looked good. So, Jags are coming off a bye week. I do like that. I don't know how Doug Peterson still got his job. Why is that dude not fired?
I have no idea.
I thought for sure he was getting fired. But anyways, the Texans are looking toward a bye week, and there's 17 sharp moves on the Jags in this game, and a lot of money coming in on the Texans. I'll take the Jags plus 3.5. Probably not going to lock this one up, but it's the side to be on.
Yeah, if you thought that offense for the Jaguars looked bad with Trevor Lawrence, it looked so much worse with Mac Jones in there. Um, really just a boring play calling scheme. I don't know. I mean, they really just don't have any life. When Doug Peterson was at the Eagles, they were doing the Philly special in the Super Bowl, and Carson Wentz was going to win the MVP that year. And then ever since he got to Jacksonville, it just seems like the play calling's gotten stale. Um, Texans minus 3.5. They've been falling apart a little bit too, kind of like a commander situation. This is a really tough game for me because I do not trust the Texans, but I do not believe in the Jaguars. So I'm going to go Texans minus 3.5. If there is a game to get right, it's this one.
Yep. Chargers and the Falcons, -1 here for the Chargers, coming off an emotional game last week against his brother. His brother got the best of him. The Falcons are coming off a bye week here. So it's kind of a sneaky spot for the Falcons. Let's see. We got Chargers are on a short week because they played their brother. I forgot what night that was on, but they get a shorter week because of it. And the Chargers are looking at the Chiefs next week. So I expect the public to be back in the Chargers here. -1. I'll take the Falcons and trust that they come out of the bye week ready.
Oh, man. That's a great pick. That's what I was going to go with too. The Falcons have been slipping a little bit, and the Chargers have looked really good. But I think that J.K. Dobbins getting hurt is huge because that rushing offense is really what they hang their hat on for the Chargers. So, yeah, I'm going with the Falcons with the rest advantage. I think these two teams are really, really evenly matched. So I'm going to go with the Falcons at home.
All right. So something I haven't been doing enough of lately, and it's kind of been a good thing, is not betting against the Panthers because they showed up the last couple weeks. I think they've showed up the last 3 weeks. But it is time. The Bucks coming to town. Baker's got revenge on his mind. Former team that they sent him to die at, and he almost did. But Bucks -6 here. Since getting Baker Mayfield, they're 12-2 on the road against the spread. So give me the Bucks here, -6. I think this might be a lock for me, but wait till the end of the show to see. But I think this might make my lock card.
Yeah, when you told me that stat before the video that Baker's 12-2 on the road against the spread, that's a incredible stat. I'm just not going to overthink it. The Panthers have proven to be a better terrible team than I thought they were going to be, but they're still terrible. So I'm going to go with the Bucks -6 and just move on to the next one.
If there's one thing the Bucks can do, it's stop the run, and I like my chances with the ball in Bryce Young's hands. After he got his confidence up a little bit, maybe he's a little gun ho here and throw some picks.
All right.
So I will be starting the Bucks defense in fantasy.
All right. Pretty good game right here. Rams -2.5 at the Saints. The Saints have also been one of those teams that is playing better as of late. They remembered they do have Taysom Hill on the roster and started getting him the ball a little bit, and that has worked out. But I still believe the Rams can be a playoff team that if they get hot, they can make some noise in the NFC. So I'm going with the Rams by a field goal. And yeah, I mean, they have to get this win to stay in um, contention for that division. So yeah, I like Stafford with his weapons. And the Saints, I'm just not sure if they, can do enough at the end of the season to get some of these big wins.
So the Rams played the Eagles last week, and it looked like the Eagles kind of took some of them with them from this game. I think they might lose twice from that. Barkley had a day. Their defense, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about their defense, and then Barkley just exposed them. The Saints actually still believe. I was watching an interview, and they were saying Cam Jordan was saying that they're still going to win their division. They still believe. So I went and looked at the money on this game. The Rams are catching it all. You're supposed to take the +2.5. Saints coming off a bye week as well. Extra time to prepare for this. Give me the Saints +2.5 here at the crib.
All right. Now this is the game that we've been waiting for, guys. Smash mouth football game, NFC versus AFC. The two best running back acquisitions in the league this year, maybe the two best running backs overall. Saquon versus Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts versus Lamar. Those receivers for the Eagles, that defense for the Eagles has played so much better than last year. The secondary help they got in the draft has really worked out well for them. And the Ravens, always a top contender. Ravens have a brutal schedule. I'm going with the Eagles on this one, plus 2.5 at Baltimore. I just think that Ravens defense is not as good as the Eagles. I think the offenses are similar, and I think Saquon's going to have a day.
Ooh, that's a bad pick, man. Um, there's a lot of potential for me on the Ravens. The Eagles have won 7 straight, and every time a team's not favored after winning 7 straight, it's a dead giveaway that they're going to lose. Ravens minus 2.5 here. The Eagles are known for running the ball. Well, guess what the Ravens do best on defense? They're second in the league at shutting down the run. You're not going to run on the Ravens. You have to throw on them. But Devontae Smith is questionable and probably won't play with a hamstring. Seems to be the trend that people don't play when they're questionable with a hamstring. You look at Mike Evans, a couple other receivers, and then
Debo,
Darius Slay is still who?
Debo had a hamstring earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Darius Slay is out as well at cornerback for the Eagles. So I think the Ravens might expose them a little bit in the secondary. Um, yeah, I gotta go with the Ravens here minus 2.5.
I think Vegas tends to love the Ravens. So I'm thinking that's maybe something to do with the line as well. This is an eye test game for me. I just think the Eagles are a better football team.
49ers and I was about to say the Bengals, the Bills. Bills minus 6.5 here. 49ers in a must-win game. This is the Sunday night game. It's a dog after a blowout. The 49ers got embarrassed last week by the Packers. That was Jake's lock, minus 5.5. Brock Purdy is expected to play in this game, so I expect him to come back. He's questionable. Like I said, it's a must-win game. The Bills are coming off a bye. Usually that's a good thing. Hopefully they're sleepy because I'm going with the 49ers plus 6.
Yeah, this is a real tough one for me. Um, I think a lot of it, what makes it so tough, is just that we saw the 49ers in the Super Bowl last year. They had a great season. This year just has not been the same. They have that first place schedule, and it's taken a toll on them. They've had a lot of injuries. Um, but, man, I think I just got to go with the Bills on this one. I know the 49ers are getting more healthy. McCaffrey's back. But I think one of the things about this offense, the difference is they really miss Ayuk. Ayuk was their top receiver on third down last year. Really made Brock Purdy feel comfortable. Him and Ayuk had a great connection, and I think he's really missed not having him on the field this year. So, yeah, I'm going with the Bengals to get this one done. The 6 points does surprise me a little bit, but yeah, I'll take the Bills.
Then we go on to Monday night. We'll probably have a pick in this game Monday, but I've really got no confidence in this one. Really, the only game on the slate I don't have much on. I'll go with the Broncos minus. I think there's a 5.5 floating around too, but Browns coming off that emotional win in the snow. They really don't need to win anyways. They kind of need a tank with their record. So I'll take the Broncos minus 5.5 if you can find that number.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on this one. Uh, also, with you, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this. Something about Jameis, he just ends up, yeah, he's the most entertaining quarterback in the league. Not because of his play, just because of his press conferences. But yeah, I think the Broncos get this one done.
All right, time for our lock and consensus pick. I'll go first. Man, I was so close to locking up this Patriots game with the Lions trend. Anytime a team plays the Lions, the Colts did last week, they get banged up and they beat them twice. Really close to taking the Patriots plus 2.5 there. But I think my lock, as mentioned, is going to be the Bucks minus 6 against the Panthers.
That was going to be one of mine. Let's see. I don't feel like I have a great, just a no doubt lock. Can we run through them a little bit? Just run through some of these games.
Yep.
Because I was going to go with the Bucks if I could.
Titans and
I do
Commanders.
like that Falcons game too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that could be my lock actually is the Titans +6 against the Commanders because I really do think that the Commanders are falling apart. They might still make the playoffs, but I think the Titans can at least keep this a close game. It sucks to lock up Will Levis, but I think I'm going to have to.
Dude, there was a lot I liked this week. I could have. So you got the Titans +6. I like that as well. We need a consensus pick, and then I had the Bucks uh, -6. So consensus play. What do we both like the Cardinals a lot?
Yeah, I think that could be a good one.
I honestly hate to not make that a pick.
Yeah, let's do that. We both agreed
Card-
on that one. So
yeah, Cardinals +3. So your lock is going to be the Titans +6, which I really agree with as well. Then the Bucks -6, and
the Cardinals +3. If you can find
yeah,
3.5, even better. But
man, we disagreed on it, so I won't make it a pick. But I was really liking that Patriots +2.5. But anyways, we'll stick with I like those three, and we can always add one tomorrow. So we like fade and boost. So we'll see what comes out.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, guys.
Lots of yeah.
Watch the rest of these games. There's some good ones going on right now, and another great one, Texas and Texas A&M. And then enjoy that Eagles and Ravens game tomorrow. I think that's going to be the game of the day.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great game. It's a shame we disagree on it.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
Yep. All right,
Post in the
guys.
comments who do you think is going to win that game.
Yep. Bet responsibly. Always bet with the boys. These are straight bets, not parlays. And let's continue a great weekend.
Yep.
All right.
Talk to you
See you
guys
guys.
later. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya.